Israel launched a barrage of airstrikes on Beirut early Monday after Hezbollah fired missiles into Israel for the first time in over a year, adding a new front to a conflict that now stretches across at least 11 countries. The question no one can answer yet is how many more countries get pulled in before this stops. You're watching NowBurst. You're among the first to hear about this, and we have the full breakdown. To understand what happened Monday morning, you have to rewind to Saturday. The United States and Israel carried out coordinated strikes across Iran, killing Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei, along with roughly 40 senior figures, including the head of the Revolutionary Guard and Iran's defense minister. The strikes hit 3 locations over 1,000 miles from Israel, all within 60 seconds of each other. An Israeli military official described it as a golden opportunity that came after months of tracking the movements of Iran's top leadership, with CIA intelligence shared directly with Israeli officials. Iran responded with missile strikes that went far beyond Israel. Projectiles hit targets across the Gulf, striking hotels, airports, and civilian sites in the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, and Kuwait. 3 American service members were killed, the first known United States casualties in this conflict. In Israel, strikes hit Jerusalem and a synagogue in the town of Beit Shemesh, killing 9 people and wounding 28. 11 people remain missing. But Hezbollah's move on Monday changed the shape of this. The Lebanese militant group fired missiles and drones across the Israeli border, saying the strikes were retaliation for Khamenei's killing and for what it called repeated Israeli aggressions. The Israeli military said it intercepted a projectile that crossed the border and that several others fell in open areas. No Israeli injuries or damage were reported from Hezbollah's attack. Israel's response was fast and heavy. Reports indicated strikes hit southern Beirut's Dahiya district, southern Lebanon, and the Bekaa Valley, with the Israeli military issuing evacuation warnings to specific towns and telling civilians to leave immediately. The reaction online is divided. Many see Hezbollah's decision as desperate, an organization watching its primary sponsor get dismantled in real time and lashing out before its funding disappears. Others argue every actor in this conflict, Israel, Iran, the United States, follows the same logic. If you don't respond, your adversary escalates next time. Even within communities sympathetic to Hezbollah, this latest move is being called suicidal, and the war with Iran showed no signs of slowing. 100 Israeli fighter jets struck targets in Tehran at the same time on Sunday, according to Brigadier General Efi Defrin, hitting Iran's Air Force buildings, missile command, and internal security forces. American B-2 stealth bombers dropped 2,000-pound bombs on ballistic missile facilities. Trump said 9 Iranian warships had been sunk and the Iranian Navy's headquarters had been largely destroyed. Iranian leaders said more than 200 people had been killed since the strikes began. In southern Iran, state media reported at least 165 people killed when a girls' school was struck Saturday. The Israeli military said it was not aware of strikes in that area. The United States military said it was looking into the reports. Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi wrote to the United Nations that the attacks recklessly open a dangerous Pandora's box, eroding the bedrock of sovereign equality. Iran's parliamentary speaker warned on television that Israel and the United States had crossed Iran's red line and must pay the price. Trump responded by warning that any retaliation would be met with force that has never been seen before. He also told The Atlantic he had agreed to talks with Iran's new leadership. This isn't contained to 2 sides anymore. Britain said it would allow the United States to use its bases on Cyprus and the Chagos Islands to strike Iranian missile sites, following reports of an Iranian strike near the British base at Akrotiri. Cyprus's president initially denied any missile threat to the island, though some reports suggest the base was struck afterward. France, Germany, and Britain issued a joint statement saying they were prepared to work with the United States to help stop Iran's attacks. 6 Gulf foreign ministers declared their legal right to self-defense after Iranian missiles hit civilian infrastructure across the region. Inside Iran, the picture is split. Tehran streets were largely deserted as airstrikes continued, with the paramilitary Basij setting up checkpoints across the city. Some Iranians were seen cheering Khamenei's death from rooftops. A doctor in the northern city of Rasht described celebrating indoors because armed security forces were still patrolling outside. Others mourned as a black flag was raised over the Imam Reza shrine in Mashhad. President Masoud Pezeshkian announced a new leadership council had begun work. Araghchi said a new supreme leader would be chosen within days. The debate about where this goes next is running hot on every platform. Some argue dismantling Iran's theocratic government and its proxy network will change the Middle East toward development and open diplomacy. Others warn the power vacuum left by Khamenei's death, combined with active combat across a dozen countries, creates the conditions for the next generation of armed groups. Both positions are speculative. The body count is not. On Lebanese forums Monday morning, people posted about being woken by messages telling them to evacuate. In Beit Shemesh, families are still searching for 11 people missing after the synagogue strike. In Tehran, residents stood outside in their streets at night because staying indoors during the bombing felt more dangerous. 3 countries, 3 civilian populations caught in the same expanding war, none of them with a clear answer to the question that matters most. What does it take for this to stop?